Hi there, Chris Whelan from the Center of Business Excellence, Building Better Businesses. Day three of our 20-day How to Grow Your Business in a Financial Pinch. And today I'm going to kick straight into it. I'm going to talk to you about offering high impact, low cost marketing. Right? You want to make sure that your marketing is always targeted. You want to make sure that it's got a high impact, but you don't want to necessarily spend, your family's inheritance on marketing. So what are the three things that I want to talk about in high impact, low cost marketing? Number one, leverage social media. We all know about that nowadays. There's no excuse for not knowing about it. The key thing there is, of course, to make engaging content, not just bland, generic stuff. So leverage social media. Secondly, incentivize referral programs. Right? The word of mouth is always going to be the best thing that you can have. So when you have a customer and you've done a great job for them, make sure that you ask them to refer you to other people. You may have heard me say in the past, talk about the ladder of loyalty. Now, the ladder of loyalty starts off with right down at the bottom. I'm just going to make sure I've got it in front of me over here. Right down at the bottom starts off with people that are suspects. You've heard of them, but they haven't heard of you. So right at the bottom of the ladder is suspects. Then you get a prospect, a person, they've heard of your business, but they haven't really bought from you yet. Once you convert the prospect into a shopper, they've bought from you once. It's fantastic. They now know who you are. They're not quite a customer yet, but they're a shopper because they bought from you. Customers the next level up, right? So they're buying from you regularly, coming into your store, they're buying your product, buying your service on a regular basis. A member is in the next level beyond that. Where in yesterday's video, I spoke about creating loyalty programs. And now they're a member of a loyalty club, right? It could be a restaurant for, you might go to your restaurant as a family and your kids are members of the loyalty program. So that you go there regularly, or you buy from the same, or you go to the same hairdresser or barber or whatever the loyalty program is. Beyond that, though, is what I call an advocate. Now, advocate is a person that actually goes out and you don't have to sell. They're actually selling on your behalf. An advocate speaks for your business. The highest level, though, of course, is a raving fan, where, an advocate says, if, ask them, will you give me a referral? They say, yes. A raving fan is just out there telling everyone about how great you are. So make sure you do implement referral programs and make sure you move people up that ladder of loyalty. And then, as I say, use direct marketing. In many cases, you want to use tangible things like lumpy mail. Lumpy mail we can chat about. If you know, just book some. If you don't know, sorry, book some time in my calendar, and I will go through it with you. It's some very effective stuff to do there. I also said, hopefully by now you know that we're going to do a 5-step process in these videos. Number one, social media, right? Leverage it as much as you can. As I say, create engaging content. Very importantly, whatever you do, whatever you put out on social media, monitor it, make sure that it works. If it doesn't work, change, adjust, test, measure. You'll hear me say that a lot. Number two, implement referral programs. I've said that already. I'll give you some advice on that. I'll just tell you a quick story, and it's about my referral program. As a business coach, people's referrals to me are almost the greatest joy I can have, because it means that I'm making an impact in someone's life. And what I now do is, if someone refers a business to me and they say, they sign up for typically it's a 12-month engagement, because it takes, Rome wasn't built in a day. And so this is a very intimate relationship. For every person that gets referred to me, I will donate $250 to a charity of their choice. Typically, it's to either the city mission or the hospice. And why wouldn't I? Right? The person isn't getting incentivized to make money out of the referral, or they might want that. Some people might want it. But what I've seen is that actually donating to the city mission, donating to hospice, these are causes that people identify with. And for me, it's a pleasure to do that in that referee's name. So create some kind of incentive program. So we're still on the marketing thing. Number three, optimize your SEO, right? Your search engine optimization. Don't have a page which might look fantastic, but has no search engine words. So if a person's searching for let's say a plumber in Wellington, and you don't come up anywhere at all on the first page, you've got a challenge, right? Because you fall off the bottom. If your business is an electrician and you say, give me all the electricians in northern suburbs of Wellington, and your name doesn't come up, that's a problem. So make sure that it's worth investing the time and money to make sure that your website is optimized. Your Google My Business is optimized so that people can find you easily. If they can't find you, don't know you exist, pretty soon you won't. Number four, I think you need to run low budget ads. Now, I don't mean be cheap ads. What I'm saying is, when you run an advert, run it on a small test budget. You might have 3 or 4 or 5 things that you're testing at one time, and put $10. Let's say you're doing Facebook, put $10 to each of them, see which one works. And when you figure that out, then you can double down, you can increase it. So if you just put all your eggs in one basket, you might be right. But typically, you want people to run 10 adverts at a time, see which ones work, and then go from there. So low budget ads, test and measure, and then you know where to put your money. The final of the 5 points is send what I call direct marketing materials. Now, imagine you send a person a briefcase, and this would be an interesting example. You send a potential prospect a briefcase, and you say, it's got a lock, a combination lock. I'm going to call you tomorrow morning. Your reward is inside there. I'll give you the combination tomorrow morning when I speak to you. When you phone tomorrow morning, that person's, hang on, this is Chris. I'm just phoned to give you the code to get your prize. You've got an opportunity to speak to people. It creates something different. You know, in an age, as much as I've said SEO, as much as I've said Facebook, social media and all those good things, the reality is that a physical thing is still something people enjoy. So don't lose track of that. So hope I've gone quite fast today. Hopefully this has been of value to you. We're talking about high impact, low cost budgeting. You want to make sure you leverage social media. You want to make sure you have referral programs. You want to use direct marketing. Have a fantastic day. And as I say, as I said in the first 2 days, if this is for you, fantastic. Book some time in my diary. We can go through it together, make sure your business is doing well in the financial crunch. If it's not you and you know someone else, let's make sure we help them as well. Have a great one. Cheers. Bye-bye.